Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this episode of Unpremeditated, the small corner of the internet, where each week Danielle and I share our unscripted, unabridged, and unpremeditated thoughts with the World Wide Web.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, today we are playing True Confessions. Stealing this from like 3,000 other YouTubers, but it's fine. It's basically like a really whacked out version of Two Truths and a Lie, except you can do any combination. So basically, we have 3 stories that we've brought. For me and Danielle, and Tina's here, but technically it's me and Danielle playing.
Yeah.
Do you want to play?
I'll
You just produce stories from your mind?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now.
Okay. I don't know if we have enough time, because technically we have 3 stories, but we can probably only fit a few rounds in, and then we can do a part 2 if you need. But basically the way it works is, so let's say Danielle, or let's say you guys are playing, right? And I'm, like, in the hot seat. So I have 3 cards in front of me, I have 3 stories that I've brought, and you guys are going to pick which one you want me to tell. So you're going to say number 1, 2, or 3. And then based on what you pick, I'm gonna read that card. It has a story that I've prepped, which could either be a true story or a lie. And it can be as long or short as you want it to be, however you want to play the game to make it seem like a truth or a lie so that you win. So you could give a lot of details or no details. And then the way that it works is afterwards you have, are we doing 2 minutes or 3 minutes? But you have a certain amount of time that you guys can interrogate me to determine if it's a truth or a lie. So do you want to do 2 minutes or 3 minutes of asking questions?
I'm gonna say 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay.
That's
And then
fine.
it's like,
Not even a
and
mistake.
then I'll be like, are you right or wrong? Who knows? And then we switch.
It's yes or no questions, too.
No, it's anything.
Okay.
But then it's also, that means I could filibuster and just kind of waste all your time.
True.
Which I might do on accident, that's not my fault. So I don't even remember how I'm supposed to tell all of these, but okay.
So you're going first.
I'm going first?
Yeah, you
Okay.
have the game the best.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually have 2 stories, but I have to.
Okay,
Now
so
that I
then-
actually know what's going on, now
Yeah.
I have to
So I
fix
have
it.
3 stories. Some of these have, it's fine. Okay, so you have 3 stories in front of you. Which one do you want me to tell?
Number 3.
Number 3?
Yeah.
I feel like a dealer at Blackjack. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Okay. So there's an article in the Houston Chronicle that mentions my aspiring career as a video game designer. And then so we have to set a timer. Somebody has to set a timer.
I'll set it.
To ask questions.
Thank you, Tina.
2 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
ma'am.
I feel like Danielle should do the question, because I have a computer in front of me.
Well, why does that matter? Oh, well, you can't check. That's just cheating.
So I can assume that this is true. If I assume this is true, can I be like, what year was it published?
I mean, sure.
What year was it
I have
published?
no idea.
How old were you?
Maybe 8.
What video game was it for?
Well, it's a video game that I made.
Was
So
it for a class or for fun?
no, for fun.
For fun. Interesting.
Did they, sit down with you and interview you, or was it, they just made the article?
No, so they did an article about the program that I was a part of, and then I was one of the kids because I was 8, right? So they're this cute little person.
Was it part of, the Children's Museum?
No.
Museum? No?
Okay.
Anything else?
You still have a minute left.
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
Damn.
you could just ask weird stuff.
Were
Maybe
you
it'll help
scared when they interviewed you?
No, they had a cool pen that could record you, so I was mostly focused on that. So my answers were probably BS. Yeah, I thought it was a space age thing.
Did your parents read the article?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah?
Actually,
When did you find out about the article? How'd you find out?
I didn't realize it was happening. They just were some person wants to talk to you. And then I think maybe after I left the program, I think my aunt was like, "Hey, did you know there's this
There's an article!
yeah, you're in the paper."
Wow.
What? And I was like, "Oh, that's cool."
20 seconds left.
I've already been at my
You already have an
I
answer?
already
Oh,
have
okay,
mine.
then you can just
Doesn't matter. Okay.
yeah.
Do I tell you whether or not I think it's true?
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Okay.
I think it's a lie.
I think that's right. That's true.
Yeah.
You can look it up.
I believe that.
I just thought it might be a cool trick because I'm not a video game designer in any
That
capacity.
is true.
I still have it. It's not great, but I play
Oh my
it.
goodness, I found it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So crazy.
It's one of the first things that pops
It
up when
probably
you
has-
Google my name.
Oh my gosh, you're so cute.
I think some people freshman year accidentally found it, and I was like, Yeah. Okay. So for
Wait, dude, why do you look like Miss Mozzigot's grandchild?
because
You do,
I
though.
told you
You
I
do,
look like
though.
all of her grandchildren, and that's why her
You
pictures of her grandchildren freak me
absolutely
out.
look like her
I've
grandchild.
told you guys that. Okay, for context for listeners, the picture is from behind a bunch of computers. I'm looking up at a screen while chewing bubblegum, and they took a picture of me like mid-chew, and I look like I'm making like a fish face, but my haircut is like super like Filipino childy looking.
It's so cute. Oh
Bro,
my
that's
god.
so funny.
Yeah, so
What
that
happened?
picture,
Just kidding.
I was literally, damn, I feel that. But I remember like seeing the dude, and my face in that photo was just like, don't look at him, don't look at him, don't
Oh
look
my
at him.
gosh, that's the same thing with me too. Whenever they take photos,
Mhm.
they're like, "Don't look, don't look,
Yeah.
don't look, don't look, don't look." Yeah,
Mhm.
it's crazy.
Okay, so it's one of you guys' turn.
Sure.
Cool. Okay. Well, we have to pick numbers. You just have to
Yeah.
associate them with numbers in your brain.
She could lie about what
That's true.
number.
She could just completely like make up some BS.
Yeah.
I want to do 2.
Two?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, this is really, really short. It's like literally one sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Is this... Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one.
Is this a story?
Is this the one I want to go with, or do I want to go with the other one, or do I want to go to the
Okay,
10
shoot.
one? Yeah, we're gonna go with it.
I already
Okay.
made my mind up.
She
already thinks you're like a-
Tina already knows.
Okay.
What's up? Okay, when I was in elementary school, I didn't know what a black person was.
Okay.
That's a statement.
How are we supposed to ask questions?
Okay, wait. Define black person.
Yeah, like what do you mean? What was
like,
a? Oh wait, start the thing.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Wait, define like what you mean by black person. Like, do you mean just like someone
You
who's
didn't?
like
did you not know
dark
you were a
colors?
black person, or 'cause
No,
that's a
I
thing.
mean a black, as in black African American, African Caribbean, a
Wait,
black
but your
person.
family is from the Caribbean.
Yeah, I was like,
I already made up my mind.
she already thinks it's like
This is
BS.
Go for it, Camille.
Wait, what elementary school did you go to?
I went to Condit.
Is that a white school?
How are you going to Google that? She went,
Elementary
is that a white people
school?
school? I don't think it is. But it is Bel Air area, because yeah. So
yeah,
maybe.
it is in Bel Air.
I don't understand why you wouldn't know I don't understand the premise.
Yeah, the premise is very iffy.
What
I did
a
not
black person
fully
is.
understand what a black person was.
Okay, so you know.
I don't know if that makes it any better.
You knew, like, but you knew who like Martin Luther King was.
Yeah.
and that he was. Black.
You were just
Yeah.
like, he is a pretty cool
I knew
dude.
that.
Like, I don't...
I knew that.
But you didn't know like. My mind is boggled. Actually,
Wait, how...
It's gonna make sense when I.
What is this question? Okay,
Will it make sense? We'll see.
you know what? This is too crazy. I already made up my mind.
I feel like I've made up my mind, but for a specific reason. So I feel like it's already... I feel like it's probably true, but because of, like... Because Danielle, you didn't say whether it's African American or black, but I do know that she has this thing where she's like, I'm not African American because I'm Dominican. So I'm like, I feel like some context of that in like
Yeah, I
little
do
like
say that a lot.
6-year-old
Also,
Danielle brain,
I feel
she'll
like
be like, what even
the
are we talking
context-
about?
the context, the question, the statement's just so vague. I feel like it
Yeah,
must
I
be
was like,
true.
I was
It
like,
must be true.
yeah. I was like thinking
Understandable.
about it. If it's a lie, then how are you gonna explain that?
That's
it's
true.
so much easier.
because
to
then
explain
how
if
would you
it's
be
true.
like, I knew what black people were, guys.
I mean, I was like, if it's a lie,
so dumb if this is a
then
lie.
it's yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
I think it's
decision.
true.
3, 2, 1.
True.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
okay,
God.
I'll explain it. Yeah.
Okay, explain.
So in elementary school, Condit is very white. I think there were like 2 black
Mhm.
kids, and it was
That's
me
accurate.
and this. Oh, okay, yeah, 2. So in all of like elementary school, there were 3 of us. It was me, black girl, another black guy, and an Indian guy.
Okay.
Those were the only brown people that like were
Melanin.
physically
Had melanin.
darker colored. Everyone
Yeah.
else was lighter, even if they were Asian. Like, you know, like you're a person of color,
Mm.
but you're lighter skin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So when I was little, I assumed that Indian guy was also black. Like I didn't
Oh.
know.
Okay,
There
that
was
is
a
very
difference
different than what
between-
you're trying to
between-
find.
no, I was
premises
like,
of
no,
black.
he's black, right? Like he's a black person. My mom
Your mom was like, honey, baby.
in like 3rd grade was like, no, sweetie, he's from India. And I was like, but what is that? Why is that? Why does that matter? He's still black. Like in my head, it
Yeah,
didn't-
you thought you meant like the color of the skin.
yeah, I
right?
thought it was only if you're a dark color, that means you're black, and if you're a light color, that means you're white or Asian. Like I didn't know
Yeah.
Asian and other ethnicities could be like I did, but I didn't. It didn't click in my head like, oh yeah, if you're Indian, it doesn't mean you're black. Like it's,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
okay. The
Honestly,
things
it's
don't
kind
line
of
up.
understandable
So-
because like the
Yeah.
term white and black, like when you're younger, it's just like they teach you colors, but
I
they don't
also-
teach you the cultural
No,
context
they
behind
don't.
it. It wasn't
So that's the
honestly.
story.
It wasn't until like I went to Rogers that I realized that Indian
Mhm.
was like Asian.
Oh,
So,
really?
like, when they like say
Yeah.
Asian, it broadly applies to Indians as well. I thought like because on all those like surveys for like ethnicity, they put Indian as a separate
category. Yeah.
Oh,
Asian.
instead of like
but
Asian.
in Indian they mean like
South
Native
Asia.
American,
Yeah.
not South
okay,
Asia.
yeah.
So it was really confusing.
Well, okay, so I remember there was I've told Danielle about this. It's like there was this time where like I used to draw all of my characters like me. Like I didn't think I was drawing me, but like I would just draw all my characters in like books or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I was like white people, and I was and it was just really weird. And then I think like somebody commented on it in like 8th grade. Like I was old enough to understand like what was going on, and then I just like looked at all my drawings and was like,
Damn.
Like I wasn't drawing me, but I clearly wasn't drawing any other kind of person except for a white person.
Yeah, I did that too. In all my pictures, I didn't draw me. Like, I would draw them with, like, darkest, but, like, straight hair. Like, it was never,
I would draw
like,
them all Asian, but with like
white
with
features.
white features and like the peach color that's supposed to be skin.
Yeah, always peach color. Yeah.
It would always be it's so crazy too, because it's like all the kids that went to my elementary school, I went to West U, which is like really, really white, like old. Not anymore because there's more Asian people coming in. But back then, I was like the only Asian kid for like 4 years, and then Patrick came.
God.
You remember Patrick?
Yeah.
Right? So it was like all the art. We'd have like art projects, and I remember drawing my people with blonde hair. Like my self portrait would have blonde hair. My mom would go home and she'd be like, "Why is your self portrait?"
She'd be like, sweetie.
Yeah, she's like, "You realize your hair is not blonde, right?" I was like, "Yeah, but everybody else in my class is blonde." Yeah,
it was like also weird because I went to this like private school where I think it was mostly white people, and they were like it was pretty diverse, but like not. It was weird because also socioeconomically, because it's private school, we're also all like upper middle, you know.
Yeah.
And apparently, so like my mom she's upper middle now, but she's not upper middle in her brain, right? So she has to work. She has to keep moving. She has to keep doing all these things. Otherwise, she'll just like vibrate out of existence. She'll just like not be able to do it. And so I remember I didn't know she had such a hard time with it, but it was like I remember talking to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we had to move you out of that school," and I thought it's because like. One, I had a lot of issues with that school. But then she was also like, oh yeah, I couldn't like handle any of the moms because they kept expecting me to sign up for all this stuff, and I worked, and they were just all like hanging out in the middle of the day, like having brunch.
That's
and
like
she was like,
PTO
excuse
mom.
me?
That happened at Condit too.
That's like a thing.
I didn't know that was a
That's like a thing in like upper middle class
really?
schools. It's like all the moms are able to not like stay at homework.
All the white moms that like either A, work at home, or B, don't work, so they like do yoga and go to Chick-fil-A every day.
My mom was like, I don't understand.
Yeah, and like
Starbucks,
they always bring their kids lunch at during school hours. That was like a whole thing. I used to like get really upset with my mom. I was like, why didn't you bring me lunch? And she was like, sweetie, I gotta teach class at 3. Your lunch is at 12 o'clock. I got 2 meetings at that time. It was just really hard, like growing up in like a white neighborhood, and you were like,
because your parents are so different. Like not just like culture is different, obviously, but like the way they behave in comparison to white parents. Like you'll see a little kid like having a meltdown, and you're like, I wish I could have a meltdown.
Yeah.
Like, and then they like the lunch thing that like almost never happened. It's
I was
just,
like I remember being
different.
the only. I remember being bullied about being like the only person that would bring ethnic food. To,
really?
Like, not even. It wasn't even genuine ethnic food. It'd just be like fried rice with like last night's leftovers. Like that was like a whole thing.
I would bring leftovers.
Yeah, right. And then everybody
else
else would bring Lunchables and peanut butter jelly sandwiches. It was like a whole thing with my mom.
The peanut butter jelly sandwiches that are circles, and they have like
the Smuckers. I remember asking my mom every single time we went to HEB when I was younger. Can I get Smuckers? Can I get Lunchables? And she'd always be like, why would you buy $3 for like a tiny little pack that doesn't even...
There's delicious food at home. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. Yeah. She'd be like, you're literally about to die. You can't survive on
You're gonna eat plastic.
I'm so sorry y'all had to do that.
I had that.
I immediately got shipped off to Rogers. I was like, Mom, this is dumb. And then she knows. I ate pot stickers, like the box that comes with like 60 dumplings.
She loved those things.
But then I hated them. I would give them away and trade them for like, because
I would bring like noodles, like pad thai from like takeout from last night.
We would like trade.
We would trade. It was a whole thing at orchestra.
No, because Leah's mom, they make all their food at home.
Leah's food is
She had like
great.
awesome like rice, and there was like vegetables, and I was pretty dope, and I had pot stickers, and I was like, it tastes like soy sauce, and it's every single day for the last 17 years. And then they were like, oh, we can trade? She had homemade dumplings. I'm like,
they were so good too.
And I would just
you know the
I would trade with Kanade.
Like
Kanade had the good
Kanade had like the genuine sushi rolls.
That's because we had all the Asian people, and their moms were super like on it with like the healthy homemade freaking culture lunches.
Yeah, it's not
like
even the moms half the time.
lunch.
It's like the grandparents.
That's true.
Too.
That's true.
Like if we're being completely honest, Asian parents don't do much of like the actual ethnic cooking. It's usually like you get stuff from your grandparents, and then you buy stuff for your grandparents. Like my grandparents would make like dumplings when they were like way back then, they'd make dumplings and we'd buy them like all the fruit stuff. So
and then just did like
yeah, it's cute. My grandparents don't care. They, you know what we get? You know what we get when we go to the Philippines? We think we're about to get some like awesome Filipino food because I love Filipino food. You know what we get? My grandpa's favorite place, Max's Chicken.
Oh my god!
Period. Just chicken and like Jollibee. First of all, they're opening up a Max's Chicken in Houston, right next to the Jollibee, and I'm gonna have a time. But like that's not. It's not like, oh, here's this cool food that my grandpa like had. It's like, here's this fried chicken.
And you know the thing I noticed about like the parents and the families that like eat like pot stickers, Lunchables, and like Smuckers. It's never like the immigrant families, like never the first generation. It's always like the second or third generation
because they want to make sure that their kid assimilates.
Like all the
That's
like
super true.
I'm like a first generation Asian, right? My parents were the immigrants. My grandparents were the immigrants.
I'm first generation too.
Yeah, first generation.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until like this year.
There's a second generation. Our neighbors are second generation, and I don't know what it is. The like difference between first generation immigrant families.
It's so different.
It's so different. Like it's so much like the parents, the way they behave with the kids is so much different.
Really?
Like first generation, I don't know if it's with you guys, but my parents are like.
We don't have a second generation.
I mean, no, but like, have your parents are like. There's like a clear difference between your parents and you. Like it's like you follow.
And then that clear difference just goes down to you, like our potential children.
And then you and your siblings, and
then
like
clear.
If we have children, or like it'd probably also be as clear. But once you get to like third generation, it's like the
almost completely Americanized.
And the kid are like at the same level.
Oh yeah,
and it's like really
like I just want to be best friends with my kid.
Yeah,
I mean it's kind of cool, but
not that it's wrong, but it's just so different from the immigrant mentality, where it's like. I'm your parent. You're gonna listen to me. I get it. Like it's hard, but you gotta figure it out. Like
you also
it's crunch time. Let's go. Yeah, and it's not like that.
Or like with grandparents, where like a lot of grandparents in the Philippines, they'll have just like 7 children, and then they're like, okay, eldest one, be parent.
They put
oh my gosh, you can't do that now. I mean, you can try really hard, but
there's
like,
some families that still do that, but like it's looked down upon in America. Like you're like. The parents are expected to like fully care for the children.
Actually,
like abroad, and
it's like you can help, right? But it's like
Asia.
It's just leave. You just abandon.
Like the same, and with any large family, like the eldest is like takes on more of the parent role, and then the parents are like the
grandparents. Like they're just like there. They're just like I'm paying for the house. You do the rest.
Yeah. I don't know.
Are we just adding our grandparents on the internet?
Honestly, no. It's
my grandpa would not care either. He'd be like, "Yeah, that's what Nan says." She says. He would not.
My grandparents don't understand English. That's like apparently okay. Wait, I'll save that for my story.
Oh, okay. Well, it is your turn. So
okay.
We already did 3 for me, 2 for you, so 1 for you. What's number 1 story for you?
You want to do 1? My grandparents learned how to speak Russian when they were in school in China.
In China?
That's true. I'm gonna say it right now. That's true.
That's true.
Well, we have to come up with stories. I mean, so do they know any other language?
Oh wait, that's not fair because that's the one I was going to say anyways. Okay, I'll change my story.
You can change it.
Okay.
I
don't understand.
But I think that's true.
I think
there's so many things that make sense for that to happen.
Just clear breakdown.
Yeah, I thought it was false. I don't understand.
Don't worry, I'll explain it to you in a minute. She's gonna do a better job, but I'll explain the history part to you in a minute.
I think I'll break it down later on.
Okay.
I think Camille might already know this, so this might be a little unfair.
Wait, I want to know. I might not remember, but okay, just wait.
I think you might also know because I'm always talking about it.
Just tell the story, and then we'll tell you if we know it, because then we'll just win.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm legally not allowed to go back to China.
No, you haven't told us about this. You've told us about a bunch of other crap you're not legally allowed to do. Okay. Because of, like, health reasons. Maybe that's fine. Maybe,
when I say health reasons legally?
You can't drive.
Oh, yeah, driver's license.
You can't drive.
True.
It's your blood.
I feel like that could be true.
It's not legally, I can't drive, it's just I have to pay a fine.
Yeah, you have to do that, like, jump through a bunch of
times. Says I'm, like,
which is
not gonna die.
Okay, so people don't die in
The statement is you legally cannot go back to China.
Go back to China? I was about to be like, do you have a sibling? But I don't think it's how
What
it
year did your
works.
parents leave?
Leave China?
Yeah.
Dad was in, hold on, he's 1966 plus 18, like 1980. He was still in high school when he left. And then my mom left after she graduated college.
I don't know what any of that means. It doesn't help me.
That helps me a little bit, actually.
1983 for my dad.
Okay. That was actually very helpful.
1990 something for my mom.
Because
I remember my uncle graduated from a UCLA, so it had to be before that.
Do your parents still have valid Chinese passports?
My mom did, and then she revoked it like 2 years ago.
Okay. Oh, what about your dad?
My dad, no.
Okay, yeah,
this is a true story.
Yeah, it's true.
Here's the thing, they're both still like considered nationals, so they can still get visas.
Okay,
no, this is a true story.
But what I don't understand is like if let's say it's false, right?
I'm gonna say it's
and
a true
you
story.
weren't. I think it's true, but like let's say if it's like a lie, right? And she can't go back to China. What I don't understand is like I guess you could go like, well, no, because you could do like a tourist thing. I've been. You just go for like 2 weeks and then you like leave. I don't understand what barrier there would be besides, but it's like I don't think there'd be a reason for you to have any sort of like label of like citizen or like child of a, because if your parents like revoked all their.
If her parents left China legally,
yeah,
and she went back to China, her parents would be arrested.
Why?
Assume that that's what happened.
If they left China legally,
China was in the 90s. China was still.
You think I know anything? If they left legally, I don't understand.
Worse than it is now.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
If you left legally,
illegal.
Oh, I thought you said like they were like, yes, you can leave, and then their parents let her.
If they left illegally, for example, right?
2 minutes has already passed, but we're gonna continue. Keep in mind that my mom graduated from a Chinese.
Yeah, I was like,
so. My dad's the one that came to the U.S. for college.
Do you have any siblings?
I do have a sibling, but she's younger than me, so it doesn't really help.
Yeah,
I have family in China though. If that helps.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say it's false. It's
you
okay.
You're gonna say it's false. Final decision.
I thought it was true, but I'm gonna say it's false. True.
I'm gonna stay with true. It's gonna be wrong, but I'm gonna stay with true.
Like false? Yeah, false.
It's kind of a lie. Okay.
Damn. Wait, what?
It's kind of like.
Why is it kind of a lie? Is it a lie or not?
It's a lie.
Okay.
It's a definitive lie, but there's some truth to it.
Oh, it's yeah. Well, that's the
it's
best
like it's like a white lie. I like.
Is it like you can go back, but like if you did, it would be awful or something?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what I was like.
No,
you could go back, but
no.
Okay.
Listen. Okay. So way back in like before my dad immigrated. So my dad is actually born on mainland China.
Okay.
He's in the southern province. It's like Guangzhou or something. It's like the province that has all the nice food.
Nice food. It's where it's all at.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Period. And then, way back, he was born in 1966. When he was, I think it was 6 or 8. It was like 1970s region. I think that's when the Vietnam War was also happening. So there's the government in China was like really like you can't have any Western influence, any of that stuff. But my grandparents, or more specifically my granddad on my dad's side, spoke English, which is very Western, and he also spoke Russian. And at the time, Russia was like the whole
best friends with China.
Best friends with China. So it was like the Chinese government didn't want him to go because he was like a government official. But in the end, they blacklisted him from China, and so he had to move to Hong Kong. Hong Kong was still in British control at that time.
Yeah.
So he was like, there's issues with my family's relationship with the Chinese government. So everybody on my dad's side of the family got blacklisted from China. There's a couple like government officials that managed to sneak their way back in, but like basically they moved to Hong Kong, which was under British control, so he had like freedom. He grew up there. I forget who it was, but like a family friend that told him he was blacklisted and that he was going to get arrested, and led them all to get moved to Hong Kong. Also got blacklisted. So like it was like a whole thing, and then I think it was like in the 98 that we got removed from the blacklist because of the government change. Anyways,
okay.
So that's where it's a little iffy. Like, I'm allowed to go back. Like,
I can. Like, it wouldn't be great.
It wouldn't be great because I probably have government monitoring me 24/7. You know, and it's also like the whole thing with like getting a visitor's visa is really hard because like let's be honest, I'm not about to go to China for 2 weeks and get arrested. If I'm gonna get arrested in China, make it like 3 months at least. You know,
and like make it worth your while.
Yeah, I'm like at least like give me my money's worth. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not what I thought. I thought it was like your parents like had to leave, like they were like fleeing China.
Yeah, it's also like kind of
and then if they went back, you'd been arrested. So it's less bad than I thought it was.
It's less bad than you think, but it's also more complex because it's also like if I kind of want to go back to China to visit it, but every time I ask my parents, they become really defensive about it. So it's like there might be some family history that
they're like why risk it? Like what?
Yeah.
So I win like a technicality. Just
like it's
very
but it's a fine line between visitor and like permanent resident that gets the U.S. and Chinese government like sending off.
Okay, so let's do like points tally. So how many do you have?
She has like 2.5 because she kind of got mine right.
Well, no, because she's only guessed on 2 stories. How could she have 2.5?
1.5.
I have 2.
You have 2.
I think I have 0. No, I have 1.
You have 1?
Yeah, because I guessed yours wrong. I thought it was a lie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm next.
Yes.
Pick one.
2.
2. Are you just going down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know Tina was going to hear. I have to change it.
I'll stand out of this round. It can be you and Daniel.
You might actually not even know about this.
Okay, go with the original.
I'm just gonna go with the original. I had a different one that you wouldn't know, but I want to see what's gonna happen. Okay, so in our last performance that we did as 8th graders, we had to play a piece that had like a solo for 2 violins in it. And my second chair.
A solo with 2.
So yeah, it's a solo part, and like, but you have like
you have
a solo, and you have like
okay. Wait,
when I was in 8th grade.
Okay.
I wasn't there when you were in 8th grade.
Oh yeah, I don't know why it was like.
So there's a solo part, and then there's kind of like a harmony part that goes with the solo, but the rest of the orchestra is like quiet. Okay. And on the last part, So on the last part, So in the last part, the second chair shifted to the wrong like harmonic, and then we ended up playing the wrong note, and then everyone thought it was my fault.
Is this on our last concert?
That I wasn't in, because our last concert technically was like graduation, but I wasn't playing it because I was graduating.
The last concert you were in.
So you were first chair?
Yes.
And you were playing the right piece, the right notes, and the person playing second chair.
Oh wait, I already know the answer.
You already know. You were there. You were there the whole time.
That's really
unfair. Why wouldn't someone be able to tell if, like, you know what the music's supposed to sound like. You know what both violins are supposed to be playing. Mm-hmm. So you, as an educated music person, I feel like would be able to tell, oh, this is wrong, but this is right. Mm-hmm. Like, if you've listened to the piece, you should know what is...
But it's not about what we thought. It's about what everyone else
in the audience?
No, in the orchestra. Like, after the concert, they were like, wow, that was really effed up. Like, Camille, why'd you mess up?
Why would the orchestra's heard the piece and knows what it's supposed to sound like? Shouldn't they also know who messed up? Like,
they know it's messed up, they don't know who did it. They thought it was me. Daniel's having such an issue with this.
See, this is the problem. I tried to learn piano for like a year and a half, and I like practiced never. So I don't know how to do anything. But like I have a weird amount of music knowledge, but also I don't know anything. So part of me is like, this is dumb, they should know. But part of me is like, I don't actually know anything about music because I tried piano kind of.
Think about
it's like slightly irrelevant.
Think about it. Okay. When you listen to a music performance, like a professional orchestra, if they made like a major mistake, do you think you would know?
Probably not.
Okay. Do you think you'd
not unless I was already familiar with the piece.
But if you were in the orchestra, do you think you would know?
But it's not if you messed up.
If I was in the orchestra, I think I would know someone messed up.
Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't know.
But would you know who? That's the thing. This basically all comes down to, do you think I fricked up my last performance? Because they thought that I did it.
I'm gonna say this is true.
You say this is true? Yeah. Okay.
Wait,
Tina, what's your guess? Because you might get it wrong.
I know. I think it's true.
Sounds like something someone would do.
Wait,
on a technicality, I flipped the whole script. I messed up, but they blamed my second job.
Bro,
do you remember that Joy was next to me and she was right, I was wrong? She went down to my note and it was all wrong. And everyone was like, Joy, why'd you mess up? And I was like... and she was like...
Dang.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny.
Technicalities, bro. They got me all screwed up. I remember that. At first I was like, it can't be true, because last concert was graduation and you were singing the national anthem.
Yeah.
But then I was like, hold up. Last concert you performed in, all I remember was the rickety stage we had to fit all 53 people on.
Dope.
We had such an issue with that. Because we used to be on... No, we weren't even on the stage for that. I remember because we got so mad. Because usually chamber music is on the stage and it's a whole...
Because that's like the biggest orchestra. Or like the most advanced.
That
year,
they had a bigger orchestra with more people, so they got the stage. And because the floor has to fit 2 orchestras and we had a smaller because it's chamber. And we got so mad because we were like, we're usually on the stage. We weren't on the stage. And then I'm glad we weren't on the stage because I messed up. Yeah, so it's... Yeah.
I also remember that year because that was the year that one cellist broke his cello. And it was like a whole thing.
Like he broke it?
It was
Howard.
Just broke a string?
It was Howard, yeah.
He played a chair test and then he messed up one note. He was perfect. He would have gotten it. And then he messed up one note. Just pa! And then
was it his or the school?
I think it was the school's. I doubt it.
Oh, those are expensive as hell.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He really gave no craps.
What happened to him?
He's still here.
He's here?
Yes! He's a senior.
You're kidding.
Yes, yeah. He's in my homeroom.
I haven't seen him.
Probably not. He's probably in robotics or something.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't remember his face. I just remember him as that one kid that broke it.
He was very angry all the time.
How is he weirdly chill now?
Mm-hmm. I think he got rid of
him. Weirdly chill.
Yeah, because he stopped caring. But I've seen him angry,
believe that he gets really angry, really. Quick.
I mean, now it's not as bad.
Now back then it was pretty.
I think
bad.
it's less irrational. It's less irrational, but now I think high schoolers think it's more funny because they're like, "Wow, I really felt that." They're like,
"Yeah."
Okay, Danielle's turn.
Okay, I have a story, but I want to make sure it's
okay.
All the ducks are in a row.
Yeah.
Did you guys have Mr. Lee for geometry?
Oh, yeah. Baby girl, I did.
Mm-hmm.
I had Mr. Lee and Dr. Say.
Did he ever? Dr. Say?
I know.
Is he still here?
No.
Yeah, I was like, I don't even think.
Did he ever tell you you were pretty as flower, dumb as rock?
Yes, he tells everybody that.
He told us that.
No, pretty like a flower, dumb like rock.
He told the whole class.
It wasn't our senior quotes thing.
He never talked to me, but I was like the only black kid, and I think he just thought I was dumb. And then I know he thought I was dumb. And then he found out that I was also in Algebra 2 at the same time, and I had a way higher grade in Algebra 2 than I had in his class. And he was like, "Oh, good job!" And then left. So I don't know if he just thought I was doing well in that class, or if he still thinks I'm dumb, but.
I was sophomore year.
I was never.
No, that was a freshman, and it's a freshman.
Back then they let you guys have.
Yeah,
bro, I had to argue with the.
I was never paying attention in that class because half the stuff he said didn't make sense to me.
That class,
I self-taught myself in that class.
Still, pre-cal, and then an inch down is geometry in level of awfulness.
See, here's the thing: is I liked geometry. For me, I liked geometry, but I had my mom hired a tutor who worked for pretty cheap. Because he wanted experience teaching.
Oh, that's nice.
He was the best tutor I've ever had, and he had to move to Ohio, and it was sad. But he's the reason I did well in geometry. Because he was very good at explaining everything.
Honestly, geometry is just so I don't understand why we just have a whole unit dedicated to finding the area of shapes.
I mean, I think, but I would much rather that than squish it into a different class.
Honestly, if they add that to pre-cal, I might just scream.
Yeah,
if they had added that,
they can't. They can't. There's no way.
Oh,
wow.
That's the bell.
Okay, so we just did one full round.
Wow.
One full round and a third.
Yeah.
Cool, and the tally is still the same because both of you. So.
Because I suck at guessing.
Cool. So I declare queen. And
Camille's the winner.
Yeah. So this marks that.
Add the applause thing.
Oh yeah. Yay! Okay. So this marks the 30-minute mark. And so this is a segment on our show where every week we have everyone try to guess what is the theme song of our last episode. So last week's episode was a show made famous by the phrase "Hello Blank," and it's the Shark Tank theme song. Okay, and so this week's episode, as usual, is executive produced and co-hosted by myself and Danielle. And this week, Tina is with us again.
Yay! Honestly, just make me a permanent member.
Yeah, at this point, she's just kind of always with us. And even when she's not in it, she's editing. So
that's true.
Basically always here.
So thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.